I'd like to welcome you to a shared meal where we talk about men's experience and lifestyle in the form of stoicism, music, and experiences. On this channel, we'll be sharing our experiences as it relates to being a man. This means dating from our perspective, diversity, what it means to be a man in 2022 and beyond, and a shared experience among each topic that we'll be going over. If you agree, shit if you disagree. I want to hear your thoughts in the comments section, and I'll feature some of those in future episodes. Now, I do want to be clear, this isn't some woman-hating channel or misogynistic forward content, although the disclaimer doesn't really matter because you'll have people perceiving the exact opposite. SMH. It's funny how when you have content that uplifts men in an attempt to better ourselves, we're met with ridicule and shame. Anyway, this is a shared experience. Leave your comments down below, subscribe to the channel, and let's eat. Alright, I want to kick things off by explaining what I think it means to be a man, the expectations we have to uphold, as well as some of the qualities we should have in general. Now, these aren't limited to what encompasses a man, because I know there's going to be someone down in the comment section talking about, oh, those aren't the only qualities and blah, blah, blah. These are just a few different traits that I thought were the most important. The first four, which I believe to be more innate characteristics, but I want to get into more of the subsets, which I'll call the 4 pillars of man. All right, let's get into it. Confidence. This is one of them ones. It's typically at the top of every woman's list when they're describing what they look for in a man. Now, I would define confidence as the ability to be comfortable in one's own skin, happy with the way they are with little sway on who they should be. Now, this doesn't mean that there isn't any room for improvement. It does mean, however, this person is rarely insecure and doesn't concern themselves with other people's judgment, especially if it's negative. Because you know, someone always gonna have something to say about something. Kill that noise and keep it moving. I have to do a separate video that exemplifies exceptional confidence. I would argue confidence is simply making life easier by doing whatever works for you. Be that man you envision in your head. Take that mindset and allow it to bleed into the rest of your life. Create that life you want and stay 10 toes down with your decisions, how you move, what you believe, etc. And while you're upholding that frame, don't be afraid to take suggestions. Hear people out. Give them that same respect. But if it doesn't make sense for you, don't apply it. It's that simple. You're confident. You're capable. Just be consistent. You feel me? Alright, provider. Since history, the man has always been the provider for his family. I'm sure you've seen the movies, the memes, and the TV shows that depict such a role. Hell, I'm sure some of you have had a similar upbringing or have experienced this yourself. You're at the office, you have shorty taking care of the crib, holding it down with the little ones, but it doesn't start there. A provider is someone who is fully capable of providing for themselves first, living a comfortable lifestyle, having a roof over their head, food to eat, and can enjoy a solo experience if necessary. I would argue being a provider in a sense where it's expected is when someone or something is introduced into your life. Take, for example, a significant other or a pet. Now you have the additional responsibility to provide for that extra body, but in doing so, you adjust and act accordingly, attempting to sustain some level of comfort as previously mentioned. Keep in mind though, a provider doesn't connote someone solely living off their means, especially if they don't add any value to your already lifestyle that you've customized. They don't get to disrupt that. But it's expected as a man. We know this. We live in a world where we're consistently reminded of our roles. And if we don't adhere to those roles, we're met with contempt and ad hominems throughout society. You want a real man? Throw some balls. Fellas, be a provider for yourself first, and don't introduce an overabundance of new responsibilities if you can't uphold the expected role of being a provider in a traditional sense. Protector, the very quintessence of being a man. By default, we're supposed to be equipped with fearlessness, bravery, and willingness to act during times of danger. Essentially a prerequisite, and we're literally built for it. I mean, think about it. The muscle density, bone structure, lung capacity, all of those biological qualities are amplified in part to protect not only ourselves, but our loved ones. And it's absolutely expected of us. Shit, when I'm with the homies, we call each other out all the time. I have friends that are rotund, get caught doing some soft shit, but we hold ourselves and each other accountable. This is part of the male experience. Tell me I'm lying. With that being said, let's move on to the last pillar. I'm gonna need y'all to ride with me on this one. Alright, let's talk about being decisive. I kept this definition short because I have a small illustration I want to show you that all the fellas can attest to. Now, being decisive is simply coming to a stern yet effective conclusion without backpedaling. That goes for the career you want, the women you interact with, goals you like to obtain, etc. Don't be too stagnant waiting around for a decision to be made. Then you'll end up talking/thinking yourself out of it when you could have already had a result, whether or not it was in your favor. At least you made the decision. Alright, now tell me I'm lying if you haven't experienced this food interaction with your lady. Old girl comes up to you and she's like, "I'm hungry." And you ask her where she wants to eat. Of course she doesn't know, so she kicks it back to you for you to decide. You give her a few options because you don't want to be inconsiderate. After providing a multitude of options, she still can't decide. This is where being a leader comes into play. You have to make a decision for both of you. This is to demonstrate how to make the decisions in regards to a woman being indecisive. Eliminating extra dialogue. The next time she says she's hungry, bored, or wants to just do something, just tell her what you want to do. This goes back to knowing your partner. If you know old girl likes tacos, say, alright, we're going to get tacos. She likes flying kites or some shit because she's bored. Okay, let's go outside and get some fresh air. I swear, we are the arbiters of activities. Being able to make a decision in front of others speaks volumes to your character, though. I'll share a quick experience with you. I was at this restaurant with this young lady, and the hostess was asking us where we wanted to sit. I took about a half a second to decide, and we sat outside. Because you know, bitches like to tan, and people watching is prime out there. After I made the decision, she said thanks for deciding and planning this date. You can tell she had been doing both and was relieved from having to make the decisions from previous dates she had been on. Something as little as knowing what you want to do can create an excellent first impression. Not just with women though, but with people at work, family, your career, goals, etc. Being a leader means knowing your partner and audience and responding to them accordingly when prompted. So the next time old girl comes up to you talking about she's hungry, just tell her exactly where y'all going. You'll more than likely get praised with positive feedback. This goes for if she's bored too. Set up an activity. Notice how both these activities include food. Women love to eat, especially if it's somewhere new. Shit, as much as you want to be considerate, most women want you to make the decision by leading. Giving her options isn't wrong, but chances are she still won't decide. Alright y'all, it's been real. Catch you at the next meal. Thanks for listening.